Good evening, folks. Cliff here, Fox It Outdoors. Another glorious Saturday, hotter than Hades, and potentially wet. I don't know yet. Have not quite decided what the weather's going to be. I'm going to just sit here off screen till somebody shows up. So we'll see who pops in. Till then, I'm going to stuff my face full of lasagna and raviolis. Because that's where my hunger level's at today. Extra hungry. Yeah. If anybody's in here, hello, welcome, good evening, good to see you. I am attempting to find my YouTube chat so I can pull that out. Yeah, greetings, Rob. How's it going? Good to see you. I am currently hiding. Ooh, you know what? I can turn that shit off. Yes. Something now I don't have to deal with stupid heart. Go read my damn chat. Yeah, boy. I can read my chat without that stupid heart. Heck yeah. Rob on the Road beat everybody. So everybody that is currently in here that is not Rob on the Road and or myself, y'all slow today. Slow today, slow today. Say what? Oh, he's already marching, that's why. Fighting an otter. Good evening, Grace. Dory, I was trying to eat and watch anime at the same time, and I got distracted by both. So that's why I started a little smidge late. That's also why I'm hiding. Only game that I know of is the Steelers and the Bills game at 5. Ooh, that sucks. A bit of a road trip to get to Pittsburgh, but I can't spell today. I'm just sitting here stuffing my face, and I am definitely stuffing it. Boy, let me tell you. Where'd my bag go? What the? What the hell? I'm confused. Stuck it back here. So like I said, I'm stuffing my face today. I've got, that's pretty much almost empty. I'm down to, I don't know, the bottom of the bag there. On that, I've eaten damn near a whole bag of these, and I'm weird. I just eat them dry, like popcorn. Gotcha, gotcha. Hey, hey, it worked, Blake, it worked. Ah. No, there are 4 people in here today. Oh, yeah, I'm weird. It drives people nuts that I just eat tortellinis dry. There you go. Blake has now found the loophole, so to speak, or so to type. I do not currently have my trusty beverage tonight. But do not fret, I will be getting it soon. Trying to figure out where everyone's at tonight. That's right. You were out camping. I forgot Colin's at the flea market. Spending more money that he doesn't have. Oh, did you get any good mushrooms? Good evening, Cecilia. How are you doing tonight? I'm going to be satiated tonight. With everything I've been eating. Grace, are you talking about camping or foraging for mushrooms? Or gorging yourself on dry pasta? Because I'm weird. And I think I'm the only one that does it. I don't know why. Got no idea. I think Jason and Molly are out too. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna call him alive from the campsite. Wow, Ian decided not to go to the flea market? That's a shock. Is he dying? Oh, safe fair, that's right. Oh, that was a flea market. Forgot. Technically, a flea market's a state fair is the same difference. Sort of, in a way. Ew. Tell him to eat more nachos. Flu can't survive in nachos. That's why I eat nachos. At the moment, I'm on a lasagna kick. I know the C starts for Canada. I have no idea what the N and the E stands for. Is that Canadian National Exhibit? Canada's next election? Which I hope for your sake that they get rid of sparkle socks. Ooh, I almost had that. I almost had that 100%. I almost randomly guessed it. That's funny. Okay, so check that out. I want to see what they have. Interesting. Well, that's actually not that bad. 26 for general admission and 70 for all-day ride pass. So, $100. So it's like a big old. Yeah, I guess it would be kind of similar to like a state fair. State fair, like more like a boardwalk. Nice. Yeah, that C&E thing looks kind of interesting. I googled it just to check it out. Yeah, it looks like it's a big old like a cross between like a state fair and like boardwalk, like the pier over in Disney or California, one of them. I have no idea what that is. I just typed in C&E and it just gave it to me. That's for like $100. You can get all day ride pass and general admission. Oh, so $29.54. And then technically 73.79. So about 110 for both of them. How'd you get casino? Huh. Interesting. Dang, nobody's giving me a thumbs up. I feel useless. Oh, I got 4 thumbs up. Okay, never mind. Oh, nice. 15-minute drive. Unlike Grace's 2-hour drive. Whoa, I think I'm actually finally getting stuffed. Well, I've eaten most of my lasagna, but then again, like I said, I ate dang near a whole bag of chips, and again, I'm strange, folks. I'm sorry. I eat these. I don't know why it's this particular brand, but I eat these ones dry. Cecilia, when don't you have rain? Is the question. There's that one bean. One. Yeah, I'm still not doing good on my harvest during winter. Technically, you get rain in the wintertime too. It's just frozen. Technically. I mean, technically. Technically. Oh, I think I'm actually done for the moment. Ugh. I was going, and then all of a sudden it just like hit me. It's like stop eating. Yeah, no, the transition between 23 and 24. Yeah, you guys had like by Canadian standards, you had a very mild winter. Like our winter was almost non-existent, and then we've just had a ridiculously hot summer. It's nearing the end of August. Well, we're over the halfway mark, so we're over the hump, and we're still hitting temps into triple digits over here. Like it's ridiculous. It was 100 today, August 17th. It was 100 degrees. dying over here. Can't even go outside for an hour to water because you're sitting there just dripping sweat. So take that for the people who live in the UK. 75 degrees is not a heat wave. 75 degrees is what we set our air conditioners at in the summertime. So we're not dying. And in the wintertime, they have them set at 75. The heaters. But I suppose it would be the other way around, if you think about it. Well, what they consider a heat wave, we don't consider a heat wave, and what we consider winter, they would not consider winter. They would consider that like the harshest living environment in the history of life. Oh, Blake's not out there with the fan. He's out there with a portable AC. Last year it was just a fan. But then again, the first 2 nights that we were there, it was cold. I mean, it got right chilly, but I was comfortable. But it was a little chilly. Gotta say, you gotta admit, it's been a while since I've slept in weather that cold. Outside of my house. Yeah, we hit 100, like I said, we hit 100 today. So yeah, 90 at the state fair. Colin drove down to Georgia. He was looking for flint to steal. Flint to steal for sparks. Yeah. Sometimes zingers just pop out. Had one yesterday. I had everybody at the store was laughing, and I don't even remember what it was. I'm so mad. So mad. Because I had, the other manager was laughing. I had my driver laughing. I was laughing. Ooh, yeah. Flint addicts. Colin's a flint addict. Flinty, flinty, flinty. Flint addict. Still missing Jason and Molly. I'm assuming they're either A, their internet is down or they're camping again. So Blake will hold off on getting rid of all of his flints for the moment. I could probably find some. That is the definition, the exact definition of an addict. Actually, the exact definition of an addict is that place above your house that usually has a sealed off doorway. Sometimes the stairs, ladders, or you just have a pop up door and you just slide it off and then you climb up there and there's a little extra space. And there's Mr. Rob. Good to see you, Rob. Rob in the house. Other Rob in the house. By the way, all y'all were slow getting here. Rob on the road beat you, and he's usually not here early. Ever. That's where you store what's his name, you know, from the Goonies. Hey, you guys. Sloth. Sloth's bedroom. Yeah, but see, 10C is like what, 30 degrees? I think. I don't feel like doing math right now. Google. Oh my God, 50 degrees is not cold. That's 10 degrees Celsius. Is 50 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like freaking. Oh, sorry, minus 10. Whoops, my bad. Let's try that with actual negative. 14 degrees. That's frigid. Sorry, yeah, I got it. It's 14 degrees. Well, yeah, exactly, Grace. If it's a matter of what you're accustomed to. If you live in a cold environment, when you when you're in the cold, you don't really notice it. But the minute it gets hot, you notice it. Obvious. Somebody went up there on a camping trip, bought it, came down here with it. It was too hot, and it was like, nope, can't use this. 3 more attacks on the stupid otter. I've gone camping in 14. I woke up one time, it was negative 5 degrees. And that was Fahrenheit, not Celsius. So I know there's somebody that hasn't been in this chat in a while, but he's around. He probably lurks every once in a while. But yeah, he can attest to camping in like negative 30. Still can't feel his toe. Ooh, nice. Yup, that'd be the one. Put a thingy up, freaking send him a thingy on Instagram and he never replied, little bugger. Although, technically, I could if I really wanted to. I could just call him. Just be like, dude, what up? I don't because I'm lazy, but I'm also busy and I never know when he's working and when he's not working. Be right back. I'm going to get my drinks. Definitely. Fish pickles taste weird. Pickled fish. $10 for both. Jesus. Especially with a Thermarest. Thermarest sleeping bags ain't cheap. So somebody definitely trying to get rid of it. Do you have his current number is the question, because he did change his number a while back before he kind of stopped doing YouTube videos because he was getting a lot of grief from some peckerweed. who was giving him crap about him actually being a bushcrafter and going out and bushcrafting and all this stuff. And then I watched the videos from said person that was giving him crap, and this dude's going outside looking like he just came back from a Limp Bizkit concert out in the woods in freaking thigh-high cowboy boots. So, yeah, it's... Not going to say who, not going to throw names. It's just going to be what it's just going to be. My stirring stick. So eventually, one of these days, I will find a replacement, and I will be happy again. I think next time my ass is in Denver, I'm going to go and see if I can't drive my butt up to the mall and see if I can't find another set. Hopefully they got a good Chinese store up there. The funny thing is, I don't even know where I put the case for these ones. I think, oh, you know what? I think I stuffed them in my drawer. Bugs, get off of my desk. Do not attempt to try to eat my lunch, dinner, whatever the ship you want to call it. Let's set that on top. Dang it. The fork is too long. Fork is too long. But I can set that right there and set that there and slide her up into the corner, and hopefully I don't knock over my food. So I will be most upset if I knock that onto the floor. And I am still harvesting these beans. I don't know. I haven't gotten anything. I've received no text message. Wait, what do you call food? Food? Do you call food food? Is tacos food? Beer? Beer is food. Beer is technically liquid bread. Bread is a beer loaf. Without the intoxicity. Let's see if Jason's dead. Jason and Molly are not dead, I hope. I don't remember them saying they were going to be doing anything this week. Instagram, stupid phone, will you quit? I have food, I have beans. Don't have enough for a meal, though, which is really sad. I now know why beans are like really hard to grow. Oh, now I get the message. 7 hours later. I'm over here dying. Instagram is killing me today. Just keep in mind, if that is the wrong set of digits, I will inform you of such, but I will be unable to give you the correct digits, as I am not at liberty to do so. Just me see. I was going to see if Jason is alive. That was interesting. Huh, unless he changed his number again. That's not the number I have. Anyways, I should go get the rest of my beans. I've got another tray I'm drying out in the yard or in the front of the living room. Beer stash. Hmm. Sorry, just replying to something. Ooh, snaps. But there's no sugar on these suckers. What do I got in here? Like 8 people? 5 people. Dang, my thing's all waved because I don't have the volume on. There we go. To the end. Staring at my thing. It's already been an hour? It's only been 30 minutes. It's only been 30 minutes. 45 minutes, actually. See, I can't ever tell what time this stuff goes because stupid StreamYard doesn't ever want to update their time frame. So I think wherever StreamYard's at, they don't do daylight savings. So it always throws me off when I start my clock and it already says that I'm at 58 minutes. I'm like, bro, I just got here. There's no way I'm at 58 minutes. What about Bowser? Just kidding, Wowzers. Yeah, so according to this, I've only been on here for 34 minutes. Well, timer thingy says 43, but I went live at 6:32 according to my clock. My clock may be off by a few minutes. I don't know. Ugh. I believe Jason and Molly might be dead. Or not. I don't know. Does anybody remember if Jason and Molly said they were going to be gone this week? Because I don't remember. I am way too tired. Way too tired. I could be way 3 tired, but don't know. Kind of a sad day today. Only 6 today. Jason and Molly usually would make it an extra couple. No CR tonight either. I have no idea where Amanda is. We'll see if Amanda's dead. Yeah, but isn't that in October? Yeah, I was gonna say that's in like October. Debut narrow this. That's what I said. Stupid. Yeah, see, all the trunk or treats are in October. See, Lake Dallas Trick or Treat. That one's still. I don't know if that's the one they were going to. I don't remember. Yeah, that's still in October. These are all in October. I don't know, Rob. What are you, Rob? Are you dying over here? No. Amanda is not dead. Well, she was dead. Was dead, but isn't dead. Good evening, Soul Snatcher. And by the way, any of y'all notice the stupid heart is gone? I got rid of it. YouTube did an update, apparently because of the massive amount of complaints about that stupid heart. So when you're on a chat and you pop out the chat to say have like a smaller window, it gives you the options now, those three little dots at the top of the chat. Or when you even when you're on a full YouTube page, it gives you the option. You get community moderation, participants, moderation activity. I'm assuming most of these are for lives. You get timestamps, and then you got the reactions button. You can now turn the damn thing off. Haha, I turned it off on my side. I turned it off on my end. Yeah, if you don't like the heart on the top of the chat, there should be the three little dots normally when you're on the YouTube side. Click on the three little dots and it'll bring down a pop-up window, and it should give you the option to get rid of that. So let me show you folks here so y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, so this little button here should give you these options. That's the stupid heart that's normally on the side of the chat. You can just turn it off and get rid of it. Let me try something. Yeah, so when you're on the YouTube chat, oops, I got rid of that page. Share this tab instead. Oh shit. Let me try something. Yeah, so when you're on the YouTube chat, I got rid of that. Oh, give me it. There we go. I'm trying to figure out where my cursor's at. Okay, here we go. So right here on the main page, it's gonna do. Is this gonna do mini? On here, be all weird. All right, so the three little dots right here should still give you the option to click. Yeah, but it's gonna do mini every time I click a window. So let me stop sharing this one, and I'll try to do it again, so it doesn't be all weird. Hopefully it won't do mini. Okay. So go over here to the three little dots. It's going to do mini. Click on the three dots. Yep, it's going to do mini. I hate when it does this. and then just click on the reactions and then turn it off. And I have to close this because my screen is freaking out. Get off of there. Oh, you're lucky. Yeah, it does that for some reason when you share the YouTube page. Every time you click on something, it'll just unlimited mini pages. Drives it. That's why I hate doing YouTube. That's why I hate trying to do lives through YouTube by doing through StreamYard. All right, go feed Boo Boo and go get you some coffee, and we'll see you in a minute. In a diminished state. But yes. Yeah, it's something. But yeah, anyways, just going back to what I was saying earlier about beans. I now know why a lot of these homesteaders, when they grow beans, it's not like they grow one or two or three plants. They grow like dozens upon dozens all at once because these things generate so slow. I'll get like every couple of days, I get like 5 little pods that I can harvest, and I get about 60 to 70 beans out of it. Aside from what I had to throw away before because they were starting to turn fuzzy on the bottom due to the containment I had them in originally. I guess it didn't have enough ventilation. This one's a little bit more ventilated, and I do move them around so they get equal amounts of air. Yeah, they are to get enough to like substantially make it worth growing these. I feel like I have to grow them on like a 20-foot wide trellis on both sides of the trellis. On one side of the arch, left and right of the arch, and on the other side of the arch, left and right of the arch. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cecilia. But I do like so far with these ones, what I've seen is even once you harvest the beans, the stalk that you harvest, or like the little stem that you harvest them on, harvest them from, will actually start growing either a new node to grow more, or it turns into like a little vine and it'll start going again. So you can get some decent proficiency out of here. It's not like you're going to get everything under the sun all at once when growing beans. But if you do everything right, which I'm assuming I'm doing because I have a decent amount so far, and my plants are doing really well, I figured eventually I'll get some more. But next year I want to do the red beans, or I believe they're the red kidney beans. Oh, shit, I don't remember what the hell I was doing. Yeah, I was gonna try to grow some red kidney beans. Which I've already learned at this point now, growing for beans for the second or third year. One year I had no problem. The first year I tried growing beans, I grew too damn many, and I had like my freezer was half full of beans. I probably had like 10, 15 pounds of frozen beans in there. Not beans like these, but like string beans or like green beans. I had like five 5 to 10 pounds of green beans in there. Grew like crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do some red. I was trying to do pinto beans. They did not like my weather for some reason. I don't know why. I had 3 plants. One died. 2 of them are struggling, and they've been there since May. I popped I popped them out. They popped up in May, and they're still like 6 inches tall. And I don't know what is going on with my pinto beans. But I have since learned this season, after watching my planters, kidney beans. Kidney beans are good for chili. You can do pinto beans. Depends on the chili you're making. You can substitute black beans because I have seen a lot of black beans in chili before. It's going to be your like mostly your red beans. Seem to for some reason always seem to be like the better beans for chili. I don't know why. If you have an odd taste for it, you can throw garbanzo beans in there. But I mean, that's if you have an odd taste for garbanzo beans. But really, just depends on what you want to make for chili. I mean, but again, if you're gonna grow beans for chili, you're gonna need a lot of beans. What I have in this container does not even equal probably half a cup of beans. It's probably 4 to 6 ounces of beans dried, but other than that, I mean, here personally, that would be enough for one meal if you add like have additives to it. So if you're doing like steak or chicken, you have some like rice on the side, maybe a salad, something. But yeah, I don't have enough right now for a solid, actual solid meal. My end goal is to fill a large mason jar full of beans at some point. I'll see how well that works out next year because I'm reworking the garden next year. I'm going to try to do it when it's cooler. Yeah, they double in. Yeah, that I know, but still, I just right there is not enough. Even doubled in volume, that's not going to be much more than what's. It might be 2 to 3 times the volume of what's here, but it is still just generally just does not is not going to be enough of a meal. Might be enough for half a meal, depending on how much you like to eat beans. But I mean, it also depends on the beans. Oh, okay, gotcha. No worries, Molly. I'd sent Jason a message asking if you guys were dead because I hadn't seen you, and I don't remember you guys saying anything about Saturday. So I was like, Grace mentioned trunk or treat, but I'm like, no, that's in August. So I mean October. So that's still a while away. Thought maybe you guys went out camping and forgot to tell me that you weren't going to be here. Hey, and there's Rabbit. Good to see you, Rabbit. But yeah, so what I figured out working with growing these is what I need to do with my trellis system. Aside from the one trellis that those are actually growing on, which seem to be growing perfectly fine over there, everything's doing well. My other three trellises, I have to move my stakes 6 inches forward into the garden bed, so I have enough room on the front and the back side of the trellis. You mean from people who do it, or who do like hot peppers? But yeah, so I've got that working out. I've got to. I'll get the link up here in shortly. Got a couple more minutes, and then I'll throw it in. Gotcha, gotcha. He doesn't do any. He can. He says he doesn't do anything hot. I think it's just needs to sometimes put on his big boy pants and just go for it. Go for it. Take the plunge. Just whatever you do, don't rub a jalapeno on your eye. Ah, my foot is killing me today. I don't know why. Thank you, camera. Much appreciated. No, I don't think you would taste very good. That's because you told Jason to do it, and he did it. Some of us folks, we take some things literally. You say bite us, and we gonna bite you. You're lucky you didn't say anything else, because he might have done it. No. Yeah, so that'll be one thing I have to do next season, or maybe at the end of this season if I have the time, or I don't know. I'll just if it's warm enough, I'll just go out there and do it. But I do need to move those over about 6 inches into the bed, just because if I'm going to grow beans, I'm going to have to grow them on both sides of the trellis, and I'm going to need the room on on the side closest to the under the arch in the walkway. I need more space there to keep the soil wet. Well, that's because he was tasting the pepper. He literally licked the pepper. I've done the worst one. I snorted, like I snorted pepper powder or chili powder. Oh my god, you should add Jason. Oh, see, I think Jason. No, no, sorry, not Jason. Jason. Mark and Tyler were there. Mark and Tyler were laughing at me because I could not do. My face was just. My eyes were just watering, dude. It looked like I had gotten every one of my bag hairs ripped out all at once with like a nair strip. And whew, if you want to feel some pain, boy, take a nair strip to the armpit and yank that sucker off. Or pluck a couple of bag hairs, and yeah, that's a way to go if you want to start crying. Made this one extra strong today. All right, phone. I'm gonna turn you off because I don't need you on right now. Most it depends on the pepper, Cecilia. Some peppers, it doesn't matter if you have seeds in it or not. Some peppers are just hot, like inherently hot. If I traded bodies with you, that yard would be clean in a week. I'd be hurting afterwards, but that I would have that whole yard clean. Ooh, yep. That's gonna pee while he burns. That's gonna, burns while he pees. I did that one time. I was doing. I had some. What did I have? I had a habanero that I had managed to actually. I managed to grow one habanero one year, and I was doing something with it, or it was a yellow hot or a hot pepper. I think it was just a yellow pepper that I had that was hot, and I still have the pepper, which is really funny. I have it. It's somewhere over there, or I have it down here. And I was doing something with it. I was messing with it, and I completely forgot about it. And I went and I wiped my face, and about a minute later, it felt like two fire ants poked me on the top and the bottom of my eyelid. One got me here, one got me there. Oh my god, that pain sucked. Ha! So you just pay the neighborhood kids. What you need is a wood chipper to chip all those fence boards you have just laying in the back so you can have some mulch. Yes, that is correct, Grace. That is very correct. But again, it really depends on the pepper. Sometimes all the heat of the pepper is on the outside, on the fleshy bits. And the inside, nothing. That lumber's been sitting there for God knows how long. Sitting there rotting, getting wet. Nah, that stuff ain't gonna be good. If that's the case, I'm going to the hardware store. I'm just buying some lumber. Well, anyways, we are at the current presentable time frame of the live. So Molly can get on without Jason. He's just gonna have to wait. What am I doing? I'm over here trying to click the thing for the link in the chat, and I'm like, my cursor's in the middle of the chat box, trying to paste up there. Like, that's gonna work. Ooh, there's a colon.
What are you doing?
Shit. Fuck you, Amanda.
I'm not going to do it.
I'm getting soul sucked.
What's another nickname for someone who has no hair? Chrome Dome?
Chrome Dome, Cue Ball, Baldy,
So that works, right?
Reflector.
I'm good.
No, you're not.
I've already been possessed. It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
We have a lot of redheads in my family.
Coming for you all. You're all screwed.
By the way, since you said that, I've always hated the word repossessed when it comes to horror films.
Why?
Because in order to be repossessed, you had to have been possessed in the first place, lost it, or been exorcised, and then got possessed again.
Like Linda Blair.
Like, the other one I hate is retired.
I'm just tired. I can be retired. That's easy.
Yeah, but in order to be retired, you would have had to have been tired in the first place.
Which I already am.
And then, the other way around, and then, back to being retired.
Actually, there's people who've done that. Look at Hulk Hogan.
Oh, well, I can understand. Yeah, they do it in the military constantly. It's one of the biggest. It's like, oh, I'm gonna retire from the military. My service is up. Blah blah blah. I'm done. And then for
they
several
bring you back.
random occurrences, and you're all of a sudden they're like, hey, we need you back. Can you come back? And
they don't ask you. They don't ask you. They tell you.
Yeah, that's true. They just sort of send you a thing in the mail saying, hey, congratulations, you're now re-enlisted in the services.
Yep. Good thing I've already my inactive duty reserve time is all up.
Is it illegal if you just write on the envelope, return to sender, and then stick it back in the mailbox?
Yes. Mandy, I was going to tell you, the redhead I was talking about in my family was my
Molly.
Hello.
Hey, Molly.
Molly.
I like the picture, Molly.
Hello.
Rob, the only reason why is because I am the king of the underworld. I dethrone.
Oh, like hell you are.
Just because you a gender don't mean you the king of the underworld.
I'm the queen of the underworld.
We lost Molly.
Molly fell out of the basement. How do you fall out of the basement? You can fall in the basement, but how do you fall out of the basement? Reverse gravity?
Yeah, it looks like a Rolo wrapper still to me, Cliff.
Come back, Molly. Come back. Come back.
Well,
Molly,
technically, it could be a flower pot. It's technically in your case.
Molly, come back to the life. Molly, come back.
No.
Oh my God! Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
No. My grandmother was a ginger, so just to let you know, Mandy, and my cousin Cricket and a couple others. So we have a lot of redheads in my family.
So
a lot of lefties too.
You love coming on my live streams, Mandy, because even if you're having a bad day, I will somehow make you die laughing.
Flooded.
I think your boss has a slip and slide.
Well, that's the road to get to the property.
Yeah,
you got your boat? You have a boat?
I reckon a kayak in the shed. Not mine, though. The rivers are almost over their banks.
Dang, you guys have been getting a lot of rain over there.
Last night and today, yeah.
So you can't say you're low on water.
No.
How's
It might
the
actually be
fishing?
the first time Australia's had that much water.
How's the fishing right now?
Let's
Last
see if this works. Oh, come
3
on.
years
Hey,
was the
Cecilia.
last time it was up this high.
I'm not sure
Hey
if Cecilia
guys,
saw my post earlier or not, but okay.
I don't know how well my internet's gonna hold. Like I said, YouTube on my side here has changed a lot of crap. So unfortunately, it's not just my internet, but Google and YouTube are just doing a number on my laptop here.
It's the powers that be trying to tell you need to get a new laptop.
No, it's the powers of be that's saying, Cecilia, you spend too much time online. You need to stop.
Nah. You need to have interconnectivity somehow.
Well, it came back.
Oh my gosh!
Welcome
Look,
back
you're,
to
you're,
the
you're,
live.
you're,
It made me
Man, it's so
download
full,
stuff
Cliff.
because it's been so long since I've been up.
Welcome back, Molly.
Welcome
Thank
back,
you.
Molly.
Like I
Did
was
you like
saying
my
before
song when it
last year,
disappeared?
I like your picture.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She
Hey,
changed it. It's
sexy
not the
woman.
Texas flaggy one anymore. It could be Scooter. It could be Scooter.
You could.
Could be Cosmo. Cosmo. What was the other dog? It was
Who's Scooter?
no Scooter, and there was the other one.
Coco.
Coco. There you go. I was like Cosmo. I know it started with a C. My brain ain't working.
Well, that's nothing new, Cliff.
My brain never works. It's already been a long week, and it's only Saturday.
Is it Saturday
Yeah.
or is it Sunday?
Well, it depends on what region you were where you're at, and if you actually have clouds or not. If you have no clouds, then it's Sunday. If you have clouds, it's cloud day.
It depends if it's day or night too. Rob on the road says it's Sunday over where he's at, and Mandy says the same thing.
Is a tiny bean? Tiny bean. I'm gonna see if I can grow it.
Is that Mr. Bean?
No, but if you take your hat off, you can be Mr. Clean.
That's a good one, Cliff.
I've got zingers some days. Some days.
Today's he's doing really good.
Some day, you know what? I haven't had an actual zinger in forever. I miss
You
those.
had a zinger earlier.
I did not have a zinger.
Yeah, you did.
I've been eating these. Those are tortellinis, not zingers.
I like the yellow ones.
Tortellinis or the zingers?
Zingers.
The lemon ones?
They're not lemon.
They're supposed to be.
They're vanilla.
Yeah, I'll stick it on that side. I think it actually stays there. Well, you can barely even see that.
You got
Oh,
a chip on your shoulder there, Cliffy?
No, I got tortellini. Because again, I'm weird. I'll eat these things dry. I won't cook them. I'll just eat them dry.
Okay, that's taking lazy to a new level.
No, not really. For some reason, I like the taste of them dry. It's kind of like it's like popcorn to me.
Okay, let's not talk about food. I've only had an egg sandwich all day, so.
Whose fault is that? You can't blame me for the lack of.
No, I'm not blaming you. Like I told you guys, I have not been feeling well, and cooking is quite painful right now. So just to make the egg sandwich took most of my energy for today. So it's the pain dictates on how much I actually eat during the day.
I had a ham salad sandwich.
I have a spaghetti.
No,
We're
I had
doing-
spaghetti and meatballs for 2 days in a row. I made it Thursday, so I had it Thursday and I couldn't finish it, so I had it Friday. I think I've had enough spaghetti and meatballs.
We're making goulash tomorrow. So that's something at least.
Why would you have undead eyelashes?
What?
You said you were going to have goulash. Undead eyelashes.
Ha ha ha. Our version of goulash, which is like spaghetti but with macaroni noodles instead of spaghetti noodles.
Nothing wrong with that. It's no different than doing sloppy Joe, but instead of eating it with a hamburger bun, you eat it on a hot dog bun.
And that's you.
Technically a sloppy Joe.
Yeah. We just call it goulash because that's all I've ever known it as. So. It just depends on who gets to choose the sauce. Because Jenny doesn't like Chucky Garden style sauce because it's got tomatoes on it, and she doesn't like stewed tomatoes.
I just blame it. I mean, blame
And you
it.
can't get the
Blend
one
it.
with mushrooms.
Huh?
And you can't get the spaghetti sauce with mushrooms.
Nope. I just get the regular ones with. I get the Chucky Garden ones with the garlic and onion, and it's actually pretty good. It's the what is it? It's either ragu or the other one.
Prego.
Prego.
Prego. One of the ones has the Chucky Garden style. I think that's ragu.
Rigatoni? Or no, not rigatoni.
It's
What's
ragu. I get the really big jars. I get the big jars. That way we can make enough to last multiple days.
I just wait till Kroger goes and does their stupid case lot sale. I just buy a case or two of. I still have like 18 things of spaghetti sauce just sitting on my floor.
What type?
One of them was shit. I thought I got two of the same ones, but I didn't. One of them is
Jenny likes hers with meat sauce.
This one's Italian sausage and garlic, and the other one was tomato and basil. By the way, that one has no flavor to it. The tomato and basil one.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, it just tastes like sad spaghetti sauce.
What brand?
Prego.
Prego. We like ragu. But
I don't mind either one. That's what's usually the cheaper when it goes on sale.
Well, like I said, Jenny doesn't like the ones with the stewed tomatoes that she can see or taste. She does. It's a texture thing for her.
That's why I usually do the because the Prego ones usually have the smaller. They're more blended. Scooter. That must mean that Jason's home.
Yep. Just walk through the door.
Making all that noise in the background. Pestering the dogs. And not responding to my message.
There's spaghetti in the kitchen.
No, Jason, you don't get spaghetti. You came in late. You can starve.
All right, no spaghetti. I'll just eat the sauce.
He's just going to eat the sauce.
We were just talking about sauce.
I don't know about the ragu down in your area, but many, 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 many years ago, I bought a can of ragu, and all it is watered tomato sauce. I mean, there's no substance to it.
It's ketchup. That's why I like the Chucky Garden style. You actually got vegetables, everything you can see. But this is the one that Jenny got.
Sauce flavored with meat.
Yep. Made with olive oil, too.
We add mushrooms, onions, and ground beef to ours.
I can't do the mushrooms. We do ground beef with ours. Just that we don't do the mushrooms.
Sometimes if I have it, I use ground sausage.
What I like using is Italian seasoning in the sauce as well as the meat. Whenever I do that, because most people they season the sauce and put their spices in, but they don't do anything with the meat. So, but I season the meat as I'm cooking it, browning it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then it brings out the flavor better. As long as you drain it well, because
I like just marinating my stuff when I'm cooking the sauce. Once I cook the meat, I'll throw it all in the sauce, and I'll throw a big old spoonful of Italian seasoning in there, and I mean a big spoonful.
Oh, I do it
too. In there and just let it simmer.
I do both. I mean, I do the meat first, but I also put the Italian seasoning on the meat first as I'm browning it. Then I add, when I put the sauce in to simmer that, then you add more.
Yeah, when do you only half cook it?
Huh?
Do you only half cook your meat?
No, brown it. I don't.
I'll do mine till it's like still kind of pink, and then I'll throw it in with the sauce because the sauce is going to cook it the rest of the way.
I brown it all the way.
You brown it all the way, and then you throw it in the sauce. It's going to come out dry and tough.
But I like doing the browning it first, then draining it, then putting in the sauce, then simmering it for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, while adding a ton more Italian seasoning. That's what happened. Why we went through so much your Italian seasoning there, Cliff.
Grace, you are right. The authentic Italian sauce is thin. It's basically made with tomato paste.
It's essentially.
But then again, that's the original Italian. We've moved away from that.
I don't break my spaghetti in half, Cliff.
Oh no, that's sacrilege.
I like full-size noodles, not the skinny little thin noodle spaghetti either. You like thick spaghetti.
Oh no, I like vermicelli.
Vermicelli.
I do.
I like vermicelli because
rigatoni. I do the regular macaroni noodles as well as another one. I can't. The spiral stuff, whatever it's called.
Yeah, spiral. It's just called spiral pasta.
Yeah, the little like does that. We just kind of mix it in with whichever ones we want at the time. But Jenny does not like the wheat flavor, the wheat ones for some reason.
Oh no, those things, the semolina, they're not the semolina. Yeah, the semolina wheat. Yeah, no, it's
Tony. Thank you, Grace.
It does not like cook right.
She just it's a flavor thing. She doesn't like the flavor. Me, it doesn't bother to me. It just her it does. Well, she's a better
pasta, but yeah, I don't like the wheat pasta. It seems too hard.
It's a texture thing.
That's what Jenny doesn't like it. So she can tell the difference too by just the taste. But I mean, we like using Barilla a lot because the brand wise, we lost Cecilia.
Yeah, her computer went. We
probably. We use the Barilla a lot, even though we have used generic, but Barilla seems to be our standard.
Yeah, well, if you get a spaghetti sauce where it's not flavorful, add paste pecani sauce to it. It really picks it up.
I don't want to kick with it. I just want, I like the Italian flavor.
You don't even have to worry about that. Stuff was made in New York City.
Where was this one made? Good question. This one was made in Prospect, Illinois.
Yeah, Grace doesn't like the texture of the whole wheat pasta either.
No, I mean, it's okay. It's not. I can eat it. But Jenny's
in a survival situation, you're going to eat what you get, and if that just happens to be what's there, you're going to eat it.
Right. Though, if the survival situation, there's spaghetti sauce that has mushrooms in it, I don't care who you are. I'm not touching it.
Colin's going to be outside peeling bark off of trees and boiling and eating bark jerky.
Hey, the inside of bark is edible. Now, is it good? No.
Definitely not healthy.
No, it's not something you want to do long term, but the caloric intake is better than none at all.
Do you mean the placebo effect of fake caloric intake?
The Cambion layer of bark is got sugars and starches in it, so
Yeah, but you're not getting a lot of calories out of that because
Not much, but no.
once it passes through your system, it's gonna flush you out like you just drank 5 bottles of prune juice.
Probably. I think we got Cecilia hungry because she's having canned chili.
I like canned chili over spaghetti noodles.
Never tried that? Well, technically I have, but not.
It's good. Throw some cheese in there. Yum. Some Tabasco sauce.
I'm also weird. I think all of us are weird. That's why we're all on here.
Well, I like the words unique.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to add it to my macaroni and cheese. Chili mac.
Chili mac is good, though. I can do
We
chili
are
mac.
unqualified as normal.
Yep, I got disqualified a long time ago. What's the other word that people... eccentric is a good word.
Oh, I was thinking abnormal.
Abby normal?
Abby.
We're all left-brained, that's why.
Oh, Mandy normal.
No. I'm right-brained.
Mandy normal.
Mandy normal.
I think Molly...
I ain't normal.
I was about to say Molly needs to lay off the sauce.
Oh, Mandy's normal for Mandy.
I'm just me.
For what? Oh, Scooter. Hey, baby. You want my spaghetti? Of course you do.
He needs a good booping in the booping with the booper. He needs to be booped in his booper.
There you go. Yummy, you
I
love
don't know what else about.
that.
Hey, Cliff. I picked up 2 bags of decent-sized char cloth today.
Oh, it's char cloth.
I thought that was beef jerky at first.
Char
Oh,
cloth.
no, I was asking him which papers he uses.
No, this is I got this at the rendezvous encampment at the fair. I mean, this is a lot of char cloth. Look how thick that is. For $1.
That ain't too bad.
Mm-mm. Actually, this is the 3rd one bag I bought. So I'm
I
good.
still
For
find it
char cloth.
easier just to make a whole bunch.
I know I could have made some, but the thing is, I didn't have to.
I might do that
It was
again. If I can find
ready-made,
that
I mean.
char cloth tin. Actually, I have another Altoids tin. I'll just start using that and make another char cloth box.
No, this is the future Cliff. There's the future giveaway one, but that's whoever's going to win that one's going to.
Here's your char cloth box.
Well, here's Jenny's.
Yeah, I have the blue one. Those are the red ones. I find are way too strong. Even like this. Yeah, the peppermint ones.
I like wintergreen.
I like
That's
them.
the one I have.
I like them both, but these make really good containers. So
The
They're strong and they
cinnamon,
don't burn your mouth.
the cinnamon Altoids burn
I
like
don't do the cinnamon.
fire ants.
I can't do the cinnamon. That burns. Big
Yeah,
time.
it's like you ate like a mouthful of fire ants.
Even if you just have one, it's bad. It's like that cinnamon challenge that people tried to do a while back, which is very
That's
stupid.
stupid.
Okay, so here's the
Somebody
thing with that.
died
You
doing
can
that.
do it.
Somebody died doing that one.
No, it's no load of horse shit. You can do the cinnamon challenge. That amount of cinnamon is not going to kill you. The problem is when they do it, the first thing they do is inhale the minute it touches their tongue. So the minute they inhale, all of the particles go right down the throat hole and into the lungs, and it causes a coughing fit.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Really, Molly? He's like 2 feet from you, like. But you can do the cinnamon challenge. It's no different than doing like the sugar challenge, or I wouldn't recommend doing the salt one. That one may or may not actually physically kill you. Consuming that much salt all at once.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can do the cinnamon challenge. It's just inhale a little bit before you put it on your tongue. This
Hey,
way, when you
Colin,
exhale, it close it out.
can you please get the price to send that coat over, please? Because
I have to wait until Monday because our post office is closed tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just I've asked you a couple of times now.
I apologize. I have not been
The
able to get
optical
over it.
illusion.
What's up, Obstacle?
Hey, Obstacle.
What flavor are you drinking tonight? Since I know you just got off of work not too long ago. Yeah, the price. The price is right.
Eat it all.
Yeah, I know. He's still eating.
$250, Amanda.
Probably. Is that
No,
American or is
Stuff we talked
that?
about.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding. It's probably not even going to cost that much.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I'm just giving you grief on that one because I've been waiting for like the last 2 weeks for you to say something about it. I'm just like, he's going to say something.
No, because you said it's better to do it more in the wintry than at the moment because you're outside a lot more at the moment. So I was just going to wait until the temperatures start to go down a bit and then figure everything out.
Well, that means the temperature be warming up for you, not cooling down.
No, it's warm now. It's going to cool down for her. She's going to go into fall and winter.
No, we're in winter now.
Spring and
No,
summer.
opposite way. We're in summer now. She's in winter.
Yeah, and then we got spring.
Yeah. So it'll be warming up for her.
Oh,
Yeah, but I mean cooling down for you. We're talking about booze, lead, and collar, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you said at the moment you're always outside watering and getting stuff done because, you know, longer days, warmer. So once it's
November.
Yeah, once it starts to cool down for you, then we'll start getting things in place and figure out pricing, what we need and everything else. And then that way you've got time to do it where you're not outside constantly.
Yeah, when daylight savings time hits. I hate daylight savings. It doesn't save daylight. It just makes it worse. I go to work and it's dark and I come home and it's dark.
Right.
I don't even see the sun. Yeah, absolutely. You're telling me it was 100 degrees today. It's the freaking, we're 13 days away from the end of August and it was 100. Gas is still expensive and meat, ground meat, is still anywhere between $6 and $9
a pound.
Yeah.
Oh, we're between 3 and 4 here, and that's 80-20.
Yeah, 80-20 is like $4.99 or $5.99 a pound.
Mm-hmm.
But I always get to like 97.3 or 93.7, which they changed it again. So I always end up having to pay a bit of a premium. Because I usually, when I'm doing I go with a higher grade when I'm doing things like Sloppy Joe's or like Chili Mac, or if I'm doing something similar to that, or making my own supposedly Chili Mac pasta or whatever. That way I'm not adding so much of the excess liquids that are in the meat to the mix of what I'm throwing it into. Hamburger helper, there you go. When I make my own, when I make my own hamburger helper.
Yeah, but when you make patties or a meatloaf, you need the fat to stick together.
Yeah.
That's where you have the eggs and the breadcrumbs.
No binders, but you still want it juicy.
Yes.
Juicy, juicy, juicy.
Mm. Nobody likes a dry burger.
I don't really eat burgers.
I do it. It's because meat in your area is way too damn expensive.
No, I just don't like mince. I know it's just steak grounded up and that. I just don't like mince.
Well, then don't. You got to eat some. Got to keep your protein and muscle buildup.
Oh, I still eat meat. I just, if I have to choose between eating something like a patty or something that's got ground mince in it, I'd rather not.
Oh, so
I'll choose a different option. Maybe. I can eat it cold. Like if we make spaghetti bolognese with beef, it's mainly beef mince. But as soon as the spaghetti's cold, I'll eat it, no worries. I just don't like it hot.
Oh, okay.
I'm just weird.
So you I just got an email for it.
Oh, for fishing lessons? I know. And that is Wednesday.
Just the fish line.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. I had already planned for that.
If I get picked for the alligator hunt, then I have to go.
Yeah, she's already planned for it. You know, I said I wasn't going to eat, and I've eaten. I keep eating these damn things.
Give me that.
I have like half a cup left in this bag. I just keep eating them. I told you I'm bad. Those were on sale too, by the way, Grace. If you were wondering, they're $1.99 if you buy 5 of these instead of the $2.99, which is dumb because they're normally $3.29. So you're saving 40 cents if you buy 1 bag, but if you buy 5 bags, you're saving like $4. Yeah. I agree with that. Veggie-based foods are not foods like the Impossible Burger. Yeah, it's impossible that somebody
Ian likes that one for some reason.
I'm sorry. It's impossible to tell me that an Impossible Burger tastes like meat, but doesn't have meat. No, I can guarantee you any meat eater on the planet is going to eat that and spit it out right away and be like, this does not taste right.
Right?
It's like dipping a tofu-shaped, snail-shaped tofu in butter and saying it's escargot. It's not going to be the same thing.
It's going to be just as slimy, though.
Probably, but still inedible.
I'm still getting emails from
Tofu is not food.
You would just know tofu would just taste like butter, so you would be eating butter-flavored butter with a side of butter.
It's still not food.
Nope, neither is a sea marshmallow, but then again, people eat those like crazy. Yeah, you know what, Grace? That's 5 bags for you and 5 bags not for the rest of everybody else in the house, which means
I like tortellini here.
You can have as many of these as you want, whenever the hell you want, and Michael and your husband can suck it.
That's why you make a whole big giant batch of whatever you like, tortellini, and they won't touch it.
Right. That's the thing, though. When I do actually cook these things, I'll literally only cook like half a cup, maybe, or like half the bag. And that's like 1 serving for me. Yep, exactly. Impossible Burgers are highly processed, not healthy. But they claim it is healthy because it's not meat. It's also not something else, which is should have been. What it isn't is it shouldn't have been certified by the FCC. Or sorry, the FDA. Sorry, not the FCC.
Has just the right amount of bugs in it.
That's the sad part, is the people that eat it do not understand the amount of bug protein that is in that burger.
Right?
It says it has 19 grams of protein.
Yeah. That's like 35 crickets.
Or grasshoppers.
Yeah.
Or cockroaches, depending on where you're at. But you tell somebody there's cockroach protein in their burger, and they're going to, nope. I guarantee you that would be the end of that very quickly.
Or ants. People eat
but
ants.
That's the thing with food, with the food industry. They do not disclose 100% of the ingredients that are in those.
They don't have to.
Exactly.
Our government made that so.
Because if anybody's ever watched the like 60s and 70s or like even the 50s ways of how they like how industrial machinery, you know, how they used to make processed foods, they didn't care if an entire rat fell in the damn mix process. They would not stop the process because it's a waste of material. They just let the rat get mixed in with everything else.
Yes.
Oh, dude, they didn't have health standards. The health standards aren't as bad as they are.
No. I'm just.
They are now.
I can see it in my head. That's the reason that.
Oh yeah,
a lot of millennials, not millennials. Millennials and zennials and stuff. They weren't even alive then, and they didn't understand what we went through.
Oh, I used to watch all that stuff on the History Channel. I thought it was fascinating. And the sad part is, I'll still eat a hot dog. I know exactly what goes into a hot dog. I'll still eat it. I know how they processed them back in the day when they did not have OSHA food standards. And you could do it down the line. Could have got a finger stuck in the machine, and that finger is now part of your burger that you're eating 3 days later. Everything we eat, and I know this is probably going to turn people's stomachs, and you know what? It is what it is. The amount of byproducts that aren't natural to what the actual product is quite alarming. There is a percentage of hair, skin follicles, fingernails, you name it, spit, slobber, eyelashes, boogers. Somebody sneezes and they don't happen to catch it in time, and it's right in there.
I used to work not far from Farmer John.
Or if you think about the
so bad. But when you went down the road, there was cow can, and it smelled like a bakery.
Are you sure it's not us making your internet because we're talking about all the excess proteins that are in food products that we eat?
No.
What's in a Twinkie?
What?
Cream
What's in a
filling.
Twinkie?
Cream filling.
Yeah, but the thing is, a Twinkie will survive the apocalypse.
They changed those.
Supposedly, when I was growing up, they said that they used to tell me, and I used to believe, that a Twinkie had a 60-year shelf life. It was the apocalypse food because it would be the only thing left intact during, a shift hits the fan scenario. Well, if you actually look at the ingredients of a Twinkie, the only thing that would physically last that long would be the cream filling because it's sugar. The outer casing would actually
sponge cake, right?
Yeah, it's sponge cake injected with basically essentially blended sugars and other things. Although, you know what? It might not because of the fact that it does have dairy in it. I believe the cream filling on the inside does actually have dairy.
Unless it's artificial dairy.
If it's artificial, maybe. But again, to be honest, the only thing that's truly food-wise that would actually survive an apocalypse, Jawbreakers and gumballs.
Yeah, see that.
Because a Jawbreaker is 100%
sugar.
Sorry, I'll say 97% sugar, and the color, and then you got the 3% for the coloration, or I'll say 1% coloration, 1% taste, and 1% binder. So yeah, a gumball is gonna. But here's the funny thing. When all of us were growing up, even like 10, 15 years ago, there used to be vending machines, those little quarter vending machines. You walk into a grocery store, there's like 6 of them right there. You walk into a shoe department or a shoe store, there was like 3 or 4 little gumball machines off the side. You don't find that stuff anymore anywhere.
It's stickers and sticky hands.
Yeah. I miss the old like candy machines, the gumball machines, because I mean, if you're a little kid, you had a pocket full of change. 10 cents, you could get a handful of freaking little Smarty candies.
What's those? The gum. The gum.
The Sixlets?
Yeah, no, the Chiclets.
Yeah, the Chiclets.
What are you doing?
They're kind of you find in MREs,
Come here.
Yeah, you mean the diuretic gum?
That's what they call it. But that's, I mean, it's basically chiclets.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you could, for like 10 cents, you could throw that 10 cents in there, you turn that sucker, and you'd get like 10 or 15 of them damn things.
Right, and you just eat them all at once.
Chiclets, you throw $1 worth in there, man, you got a whole pocket full of chiclets. You'd be eating that all day long.
Oh, yeah.
Better.
If you didn't last that long.
Same with everything else. You used to be able to get like the M&Ms, and it was always the hard-shelled candies that they always threw in there because you couldn't throw anything in those machines that would melt or get smashed by the little springs at the bottom of the twisting mechanism.
Oh, just a little update. The actual true shelf life of a Twinkie is about 45 days.
Oh, thanks for answering me now, Jason.
It's Boopster.
It is the boobiester.
Oh, is you the booster? Is you the booster?
Yeah, I straight up miss those vending machines.
I see them all the time over here, but that's,
I don't down here because people
I
walk
was
off.
different.
All that stuff grows legs.
I was just different. Now, at Walmart and places like that, you won't see them, but the smaller mom and pop places, they still have them.
What?
I don't know what.
Just windy.
Hey, Obstacle, if you do a little bit of 1 second.
Bless you.
I got that just in time on the first one. But yeah, Obstacle, if you go into a little bit more depth on that one, like if you can actually find what the actual thing is and throw it on there, because I believe he has a wrench, does he not? He's blue.
Yeah, he's blue.
Yeah, he's blue. Yeah, if you want, you can throw a link in here on that one, and we'll take a look at whether or not that is or isn't ingestible.
What? The bugs?
So he's talking about the insects that we're talking about that go in the food. It says something about chittens or that are completely indigestible to humans. There's a lot of things we can't ingest, like the skin of beans and corn.
Yet we still eat them.
I was going to say popcorn, but it's the same thing as corn.
But it's in
I don't know where I was going.
Consistency when you get to that point, yeah. Or hominy.
I thought Amanda's about to show us something.
Don't forget,
No.
hominy is also corn, isn't it?
Yep.
I believe. I don't know.
Hominy is corn, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it was. It's just a different form of it. It's like wet popcorn.
No, they make corn.
Yeah,
nuts.
Grace is right. It's like the civic ones, like Kiwanis or Lions Club. They have those, the gum ones. You see a lot of the peanut M&M ones, but not the M&Ms. Gesundheit.
That's you.
Yeah, there was the normal M&Ms, there was the peanut M&Ms, there was the Skittles, and then there was the Reese's Pieces.
And peanut butter.
Yeah.
I like the peanut butter one.
Gesundheit.
I did it once, and now she's doing it. And I got a headache. Oof.
I was
Where'd that
sneezing
come from?
like crazy yesterday, so
Huh?
I had the really bad sinus headache this morning before we left.
I was doing fine all day. I'm surprised they didn't die on Thursday, though, because I
My
was.
goodness.
Blow your nose.
I drank like 8 liters of water.
Go blow your nose, Mandy.
No.
Sniff it in.
Yeah, do what I do. Just
You need a hanky? I can hand you one.
snort that Coke, lady. Snort that Coke.
I got a tissue.
You got a whole bed sheet right there. You can just one corner.
There.
Sorry, no, sir. That is not the Christmas poo. Somebody may or may not get that.
South Park.
Thank you. Somebody got it.
I'm getting tired.
I know. You were leaning back earlier, and I thought you was about to fall asleep. I'm like, this dude's gonna go watch.
Oh, Jenny drove home from the state fair. I was out before we got out of the parking lot.
Jeez.
Hi.
Oh, there she is.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi. How
are you
Hi.
guys? Look, I got new glasses.
Hello, Jenny.
She got new glasses.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So I want to get the pair eyewear where I can change the frames.
Oh.
Nice.
I know. How are you guys?
Good.
Hello.
Good, good.
Sure, what I got, yeah. Yeah, Jenny's going to show you guys something that I got her. That.
Is it an apology?
Yet another backpack.
But this is hers.
Backpack. Ooh. Tactical backpack.
Oh, sorry. This one here is. I'm stealing that.
Oh no! It comes.
That's hers. Put it back.
Put it back.
She's going to use it for her yarn and stuff.
Yep.
Nice. Tactical bag.
Tactical.
Yarn bag.
That's what you need in a go bag.
Exactly. I have something to
You
do.
can make anything.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, you could technically make a burger. It may or may not be edible, but it might be comfortable to sleep on as a pillow.
You can build a
Yeah.
snack.
Hey,
That's
you
something to
ain't
make
no
a
fun
burger
living
out of.
buns, huh? You can make buns.
It's extra fiber.
Just sit there- exactly. She could just sit there and crochet or knit little crickets and like grasshoppers, and just start setting them around camp.
Use them for bait.
That might work for bait for fishing. That might work, Cliff.
Okay. I'm see you guys later.
See you later.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
Yeah, that was actually not too bad for a backpack though. It'll suit her well. It's hydration compatible and everything.
Woohoo! Yarn on the go and water capacity.
Well, I've got a decent hydration pack that I can put this one in. Brand new.
100 liter.
I think this is a 3 liter. I'm trying to
Like
read it.
3 liters just does not seem like a lot.
Yeah, it is a 3 liter. No, it says 3 liter right there.
That in a water bag, that's not a lot.
Yeah, but for Jenny, that's a lot.
I have another one of those.
Sure. Give me a moment.
If I'm thirsty, I can drink 3 or 4 liters in a short amount of time, but
Figure out where it's
not
at.
necessarily good.
Your bag?
Well, I have another bottle of them. Is what I'm saying.
Oh. It's further
I
down
still got 6.
behind you.
Still got 6.
Well, this one here is the regular ibuprofen. You take 4 of these.
Call me in the morning.
Okay, here. You have it.
You can have, you just take 4 of those. It's the same thing.
Take 4 of those and call them in the morning.
No, I actually. Oh, hey, hon. Here.
I've never liked that term, by the way, take 2 of these and then call me in the morning. What if you happen to take 2 sleeping pills right at like 1 in the morning? You've been waking up to call them in the morning.
Put that
I'm
in the
sorry.
bathroom. That way you know where it's
Call
at.
that dude around
I've
noon.
got 2 of those bottles. Okay. No, but this is we were saying before all that happened. Yes, the 3 liter hydration pack is actually not too bad.
I feel like the one I have is 100 liters.
100 liters is a lot. But this is just for putting in your backpack.
I know I have, but like I was saying, I feel like the ones I have are like 100 liters. But I mean, that's 100 liters is a lot of water. That's like,
Yeah, it is. This is a
like
3 liter. This is what you need to carry on you.
Let me check. I have it up here. One of them. I have one of them up here. They got stuff everywhere. You know me. There's my insoles. There's my provider kits. Oh, there's my other tarp. Oh, those things smell like funky fish.
Yeah, those that 3 liters of water is going to weigh 6.6 pounds, Cliff. So that's a lot of water.
Was it my blanket?
Huh?
Yeah, that's the burn kit. I thought I had that in my other bag.
Yeah, 100 liters would be. I'm not even sure how much. 100
See, 100 liters is like 6 gallons, ain't it? Something
No,
like
3 liters is 6. Yeah, I don't know. Let me check.
3 liters is not 6 gallons. There's no way in hell. The hell's my water bag? Oh, there's my tent strap, my tarp straps. What the fuck? All right, well, I'm confused because I thought I had my my water bladder in here. Oh, there's my plug net.
Yeah, 100 gallons would be like 834 pound liter. Was it? How many
That's
gallons?
100 liters.
Let me check. I'm checking something. Hurry, I'm redoing, checking something. That'd be 220 pounds.
Okay, so then yeah, no, maybe mine is like
A 3 liter bag.
it might. You know what? I think it might be 100 ounces, so a little over 3 liters, or just maybe it is 3 liters. I don't know. I've never actually bothered to pay attention.
Now, like I said, a 2 liter, which is standard, weighs about 4.4 pounds when it's full. I have a 3 liter one. Jenny has a 3 liter one. But those things can carry quite a bit of water. And
Yeah, well,
after a while, 6.6 pounds it weighs on you if you don't drink it.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so if 100 liters is 60-something pounds of water, think of it this way. If your standard as a backpacker is a 60-pound bag,
That's a little on the heavy side, actually.
at its maximum is a 60-pound bag. Say if you're in like absolute peak physical shape, you're like between 6 foot and 6'5", and you have a fairly muscular build, you can carry a good amount. Consider this. Okay, so that's 60 pounds of water. You're carrying the water, and if anybody else is in your party, they're carrying all the rest of the gear because you're now carrying all of the water for a either weekend trip or a 1-week trip in the bush. You're not going to need any more water because you have 60 pounds of water. That's like 5 gallons of water. Actually, that's like 7 gallons of water. Because so sometimes 856. So yeah, you're dragging around a little over 7 gallons of water.
Well, like I said, the 3 liter one is 6.6, and depending on how your temperature and how far you're going for and everything else, depends on how much water you use. Myself, I would go through a 2 liter in a couple hours, depending on if I'm going up and down hills and stuff, and also, like I said, the temperature, humidity, all that stuff takes into account. If you're going, like, say, you're doing the PCT, that one has a big stretch, about 40 miles or so, of no water. There's supposed to be a big water point there, but it's not always, got water. But you never know. So, depending on how much you're carrying,
I would be the one guy randomly just out on that section of the PCT, like 15 miles out, that's out there with a trailer and a 4x4, and I just have 4 big IBC totes in the back with like 200 gallon or like 400 gallons of water.
Right.
Under a shade tarp. Everyone be like, here, you need some water? I'll get you some water.
Well, remember my bag that I carry, it's running about 24 pounds. That's my get home bag, my daily carry. It's 24.4 pounds.
Yeah, Grace, I understand that ideally you're not going to carry around 7.2 gallons of water because that is a lot of water. But it was just a scenario. As generally speaking, if your bag weight on a backpacking trip is 70 or 60 pounds, you'd be the one person carrying all of the water for your group.
It was fine on the back of my golf cart.
What if you don't have always a golf cart, though? But
yeah,
I've seen guys on do weight checks on their before and after their their hikes on certain trails. One guy started off with a 52-pound pack, but he was carrying majority of the food and water.
Well, of course, everything's you're going to start off, but everything's going to get lighter because as you're going, you're losing food.
Right. And
so you plan on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, when you plan on those trips, you start off with a base amount of, base weight of food. You can start off with 10 pounds of dry food. And as long as you have water, that 10 pounds of dry food could get you through the first 2 weeks of your trip or your journey. Now, when you're done, when you get to your whatever destination, you have your package drops at a location where you're going to run out of food. You go. These people, they never, 100%, it's never a 100% through hike end to end. These people always end up going an additional almost 150 to 200 additional miles longer than the trail because they plan out where their food drops are based on cities around the trail.
Yeah, where the shop. Yeah, that's where their what do they call it? Supply drops.
Yeah, so that supply drop, it'll usually be at like the post office is where they always send all this stuff. They're like, hey, I've got a supply drop here. Just hold it, and then I'll pick it up on somewhere around this date. And they'll usually have a 3 or 4 day hold on it before they may or may not ship it back.
Don't forget, there's also you extend that resupply with you got like Trail Angels and other places like that on say on the Appalachian Trail or other trails that have people who come down. They set up burgers, beer, whatever drinks. To help you out along the way. Usually they're former hikers or people who like to help people who hike.
What Grace said, Trail Angels.
Yeah, Trail Angels are amazing people. I've met a few.
Sometimes you see them, sometimes you don't. I mean, it really just depends.
They're random. But some Trail Angels set up at the same spot every year. Some people, sometimes they don't. It just depends on the time of year and everything else. But when they do, you can basically gorge yourself for the most part and then move on.
Yeah,
it's a day of cooking, that's for sure.
Yeah, those who've actually completed the AT have lost on average 40 to 60 pounds.
That one guy lost over 100.
Yeah, he also started off at like 310, if I'm not mistaken. I think I know who you're talking. Yeah, that dude started off heavy, and that was his goal, to go end to end on the AT.
He actually had to stop once. I think he had an injury. He had to get taken to the hospital because
knee or ankle or something like that.
Yeah, but he made it.
It's not a trail for the faint of heart.
I mean, I want to try it, but I got to wait till I get physically fit enough to do so.
It's a struggle for even a lot of the most fit people. I mean, that trail is like 6 to 8 months from end to end.
It costs about an average of between $6,000 to $10,000 to do it. There's a guy on there called Quadzilla who's trying to do the entire AT on $1,000.
Yeah, he's going to die. He's not going to do it. I guarantee. Unless he
had an injury halfway down that took him off the trail, and that's not taking into account for 0 days or anything like that. And
the problem is with trying to do that under a budget is you're not going to do it unless you've got everybody and their grandma going through that trail and just basically giving you free stuff.
Well, the thing is, a lot of places have boxes where people drop off stuff that they don't use and everything else, whether it's extra food and gear, what have you. You can go through that.
That's not 100% guarantee.
No, it's not. But the thing is, you might find something you could use, you may not. But it's always there. I mean, if I was going through something like that and I had extra gear that I wasn't planning on using, especially if somebody gave me something with mushrooms in it, I would definitely throw it into the hiker box because there's no way I would be able to eat it. But but what I give up, someone else might be able to eat.
Yeah,
and vice versa. So I just got to go with it as it goes.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I checked for doing the AT
Somebody,
end to end, I think the average cost was like $40K.
I wasn't sure. I don't think it was that much.
I'm going to hop down. My internet keeps going in and out, and I can't really understand half the things that you guys are saying.
I'm sorry,
miss you,
Mandy.
Mandy.
Thank you for coming, though. I will let you know what I find out on Monday.
Amanda.
I tried to look it up on the internet, but it won't let me because that site's parts down. Okay, so let me check.
Just let me know on Monday, Colin. It's all good.
I will.
Love you all. See you next time.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, nope. Let's see. It looks like this is from an REI co-op. So good night, Amanda. See you next time. Have a good one. It says REI co-op employees say on trail costs can range from $3,500 to $6,000, but that doesn't include gear, which can run between $700 and $5,000. So you're looking at already $11,000 just to run that.
Okay, they're saying not including the gear. They're running about $1,200 a month. So for 6 months, that's
It's $100.
No, that's about
$12,000?
$3,800 to $4,000.
Yeah, so you're looking at
On average.
at $11,000 for the whole 6 months that it takes. So it says the majority take nearly 6 months to complete. You can do it faster, but you can also do it longer. It really depends on how fast you walk.
Yeah, and also it also depends on which direction you're going.
I would honestly, I think the challenging spot would be start at the bottom and work toward the peak, like go upwards, not down.
Okay.
Down seems too easy.
Well, let me know when to mitigate.
Well, if I've never done it, I'd still go from main to to the bottom, because I don't want to be caught in certain parts in the middle of winter, or where the deep snows are at, because I know I could probably do it. I just don't want to, because if you get stuck in certain spots and you're basically snowed in, you're not going to be able to get out easily.
Well, that's why nobody does it in the wintertime. They always start early, like right in the spring, and then they try to run through, they'll go through that in the middle of summer at the hottest possible moment.
That's why I would rather do it from the top down, because the time you get down to the bottom, you're in the south, and it doesn't get as much snow as it does up in, like, say, Maine.
True, but that's not going to be south enough to make much of a difference.
No. Oh, it'll make a big difference. You're not getting 6 feet of snow in the south.
I still think it would be better to go the other way,
Especially since one of the trails, I think it's through either Pennsylvania or New York, that part of it is like giant boulders. I would rather not have to go over those particular boulders covered in snow and ice.
Might actually make it easier to get over them when there's like 2 feet of snow.
If you slip and fall, it's one of the trickiest parts of the trail.
Yes, but again, like when you start it, you're not going to take, if you start that in say like April, you're going to finish in like September.
Give or take, yeah.
Give or take, maybe October, again, depending on your physical condition and how many miles on average you make it a day. If you do
that changes per day. I mean, like I said, some people may take a 0 day just because that happens, or several 0 days.
Yeah, but if your average trail rides, even going uphill, is 30 miles, you're making some dang good headway.
The best I've ever done
will not make it more than 15 miles on a standard day hiking through a trail.
My personal best is like just under 25. That's on the small trails that I've done, not the big trails, but the small trails. But that was before I hurt my knees, so that's going to change things a lot. So I have to wait till once those are. I'm up and physically be able to do that, then I can figure out what I can do again, because I have to start all over from scratch on learning how to walk and everything else.
I think on a bicycle, I think my longest day was like 173 miles.
The best I ever did was like 30. on a bike.
On a bike. Let me double check because I still have the placard from when I was a kid, and I did it with my uncle. I did the Ride the Rockies, and boy,
I heard about that.
You want to talk about a grueling bike ride?
I've heard about that one.
You're on your bike roughly 12 hours per day.
Sounds like Ragbri here is here.
Oh, it is brutal. When you're done, your ass hurts.
Oh yeah, I can understand that.
Let me double check. All right. So, well, unfortunately, I don't know where the placard was. I had a glass case that actually had it, but yeah, I think it was like 117 was one of the days that I had.
Wow, that's a long trip. But you camp out at the wherever you stop, right?
Okay. So when the Ride the Rockies, so what they do is they find it'll be like either a college campus or a high school campus, and they always do this in the middle of summer. So none of the schools are active at the time. So they they'll get with like the superintendents or whoever runs the place, and they'll be like, hey, we're doing this. Is it possible that we can use your fields as a camp setup for, 400 people? Most of the time they say yes, there's not a problem. If there is an issue, they look around wherever the main stops, like however far they're going to get during that time frame, and they'll look at the next city or wherever the destination's at, and they'll see if there's an area. I camped in, let's see, it was 3 schools, an empty lot. Like, it was just this big ass field. Big field. Nothing around it, just a big field. They got with the city on that one, and the city approved it. I mean, hey, we can throw you guys over here for, whatever. Where were the other places I camped out at? Oh, one of them was actually near a resort. So I actually spent the night at a resort. And then the next morning got dropped off at the starting point for that day's bike trail or that day's bike ride, and you just went from there.
They kept your times when you start, when you stop, right?
Say what?
They timed you, right?
No, there's no time for it.
Oh, that was different than the ones I've seen. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, you can start if you're in the campsite with everybody else, almost everybody there was up at 4 a.m. 4 to 5 a.m. was when everybody was up, and then we were on the road by 5 o'clock, 5:30.
Oh, wow.
Everybody.
Well, when I was living in Oskaloosa when I was younger, we actually had people from the Ragbri go through, and they were camping in our yard. They asked, "Can we camp here?" I go, "Sure." We had 3 bikers from Ragbri sleeping in our yard.
Yeah, sometimes they do it. I mean, those people out there, because they know that when these bikers are doing this stuff, they have family that come and follow them and support them. So every hotel along the way has been fully booked for that entire week. So if you do not have a hotel booking or a hotel listing before then, you're camping at a KOA.
Well, they also have hostels and other stuff like that where they share, they can share, places to camp out too. But
sometimes, yes.
And some of the places are Trail Angels places, that have their own places that set up along the trail too. I've only known a few. Like I said, I've only met a couple. I was actually shocked the first time I ever met one. I've heard of them, but I've never seen one until then.
Yeah, we never really had Trail Angels for the Ride the Rockies event. We would have
exactly the same thing, but they have a different, same type of thing, but a different name, probably.
I really don't know, because like along the ways, like certain areas, you'd have these like checkpoints according to what the trail map was going to be. And
give you water, give you food or whatever along
no,
the way.
they would, dude. There'd be like straight up on the highway, like off on the shoulder. There'd be like 30 people with vendors, like vending booths.
Yeah.
Sandwiches, cookies. Like they'll be out there with like Kool-Aid, lemonade.
I asked if I wanted try to donate money to the person who was doing the stuff. He said, "Don't worry about it. Just keep going."
No, these people were actually charging like.
Oh, I mean, I've heard about some people who do that too, but that's not what challenges do, though.
I didn't mind. I always had money on me because if you ever had an emergency and you needed money for something, you had to have it on you.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Because
a lot of people carried cards. A lot of people don't carry cash on the trail.
I always had cash on me. It was weird. But the thing is, when you're in a situation like that, it's not like Tour de France where, the one guy running the Tour de France has like 8 different road bikes. No, most of these guys that were doing this, they've got 1, maybe 2 bikes max.
And a lot of spare
tires.
If
one breaks down, you have a spare backup while they try to, you're running on that one while they try to fix the other one.
Well, our spare tires, they can just swap out.
Oh, no. Everybody that does Ride the Rockies carries 2 spare tires no matter what.
No, they don't carry them on the bike with you, though. I've never seen anybody carry them on the bike with them, though.
Oh, we always did.
I'm not talking about tubes. I'm talking about full-on tires.
No. The tire itself, no. Usually if you destroy a tire, you call whoever the heck is, following you and be like, hey, I'm broke down right here. Or sometimes you get they have trailing vans, similar to like what they have in Tour de France. And if you get in a situation and you're like, hey, I'm done, I can't make it, they'll take you to the next destination. You're stuck in that vehicle until you get there.
Right.
And it could take 4 hours. You could be in that car for 4 hours, 5 hours, depending on how far you made it during that day. But they do have emergency vehicles, and some of them are volunteers. So, you're going to be kind of stuck in a situation where, like, well, I don't know this guy, but he's part of the company that's running through there, and he's an emergency guy, so got no choice.
Right.
It's kind of one of those things where you hope they're not going to kidnap you and steal your bike and leave you somewhere on the side of the road with ice packs on your sides because they harvested your kidney and your liver and a few other things. But when you're doing stuff like that, it's a risk you take.
Yeah. Now, Grace was actually, mentioning stuff like places where you take 0 days and stuff like that, where people check in hotels and resupply. Especially sometimes when your stuff, you got to a checkpoint where you're supposed to be pick up your resupply packs that you have mailed to yourself.
Yep. They
may not have arrived yet, or people. Okay, if you've ever seen the movie,
Rat Race.
No. This was a backpacking one. Give me a second here.
I might watch that only because the dude from Jurassic Park.
It's called Wild. She talks about where she had gotten her shoes at REI, but they were too small. But she was able to call them. They sent her a new pair that was going to be at her next supply point, and she just didn't cost her anything. But she was able to wait and get new supplies and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but that means you're still walking. Could be 2 days, could be 3 days. You're walking around with shoes that aren't the right size. You're going to have.
Oh, no. She actually had duct tape on her feet by that point, because her shoes were too small. Because most people don't realize when you're hiking that long, you take your normal size you normally are and go up a half a size, because your feet will be bigger by the time you're done. Something with a wider toe box also is a really good thing to have. I have really wide feet, so I have to go with an extra, a size up when I go hiking.
Also, something with ventilation.
There's people who hike with sandals. There's people who hike with trail shoes. They don't actually wear hiking boots as much as they used to. I mean, I've got these right here, but these things are freaking waterproof.
I bet your dollar a plate did it. His ass would be out there in sandals.
Who?
Blake. He'd be out there in flip flops trying to run do the AT or the PCT.
Oh, I've got sandals I would wear, but I would have to get some new ones because the trail.
I ain't wearing no damn sandals on that.
Well, there's people who do. There's one guy there's a kid who started out at maybe almost 300 pounds, and he was wearing sandals. He lost 80 pounds in about the first month or so, and his shoes and stuff and clothes didn't fit anymore. He had to wait till his next supply drop to get some new shoes. So he had to tighten his, basically use a lot of duct tape and stuff to shrink his shoes down to fit. He was
That's when you just get cloth, or you just wrap duct tape around your socks.
Can't always do that. But I mean, I've got sandals and stuff, and also there's water crossings. You got to wear different type of shoes or go barefoot, which I'd rather not do.
And plastic bags.
No,
that way
nothing underneath my feet because I don't know what's on the bottom of the creeks and stuff.
No matter, just wrap a plastic bag around your shoe.
Can't always do that.
Says who?
I don't want my trail shoes to be soaked, and wrapping plastic around my feet's not going to do that.
No, wrap your feet around plastic. Long plastic bag.
That doesn't work. It's been proven.
Plastic bags will keep your feet dry. As long as you don't rip the bag. If you're not walking across jagged rocks.
That's the problem. A lot of the creek beds are jagged rocks. I did it the first time I ever forded a creek. It sucked because I did it barefoot. But I could not see my feet at all. It was all muddy. It was bad. Then I noticed about 200 yards down around the corner from where I was at, there was a bridge. I could have walked across the bridge. I would have done that if I would have known about it. So, okay, I heard about Second Chance Hiker.
That's a good amount of weight loss right there, 100 pounds.
Yeah, I've heard about Second Chance. I followed him here on YouTube actually. He did a lot of his updates and stuff on here.
Yeah, I've watched a whole bunch of them, just like their videos start to finish. I'm like, still looks like it'd be fun, but
I mean, I'm not saying I would never be able to complete it. I'd probably be more like the other guys who did it. These two old guys, the movie they did. Oh man, I can remember. Into the Woods, I think it's called. They got through maybe a third, maybe 2/3 of it, and then they were done. It was Robert Redford, I think, was the guy who did it.
I don't think doing like the PCT or the AT or even the CTD.
Exactly, Grace. That's why I'm
every single thing.
Wearing sandals is a lot easier to dry out than boots and shoes.
Oh hell yeah! Well, not when it's 105 degrees outside.
Yeah. So I mean, there's days where I wear sandals now. But I got to get new ones. Mine are completely wore out. But decent sized sandals that are made for hiking, you can get by with quite a bit. But boots or trail runners are your best bet most days.
Well, here's the thing: if you were going to do something like that, either the AT, the PCT, or the CTD from end to end, would you do it solo or would you do it with a buddy?
I don't know anybody who would go with me.
See, that's my problem.
Now, here's the thing. If I was going to do the AT from the north to south, be southbounder, and I would do it with a buddy as long as I could. But I would also pack at least one item that most people wouldn't pack with me. I'd pack a freaking fishing pole with me.
Some people do.
Because it sounds weird, but I'd bring a fishing pole just because you never know when you're going to have to stop and, you might need some extra food.
Well, there's a lot of water on a lot of those trails, and sometimes it's a good stream. Sometimes it's close. It might be off the beaten path, but, a mile or a mile and a half down the way, you could find a random, there's lakes not too far from them trails.
Right. Cecilia says no more bugger rat talk. We're talking about the PCT now, backpacking.
Yeah, Grace, that was probably one of the better choices that guy could have made was not choosing to die sitting on his couch watching movies and playing video games.
That's what I want to do. I mean, I want to at least say I did something at least once in my life, and doing that from north to south and just seeing if I can do it.
Here's the thing. If I did it and I was in a certain state, I would try to get a hold of a certain person and be like, hey, I'm going to be coming through here possibly around this time. Is there any chance you would like to, do an overnighter together, say, at this particular campsite? I think
like
cool.
Blake?
I would probably, dead honest, see if I could convince Blake to run the AT.
Even if he does a section hike.
No, just
I would do it. Honestly, I had the money for it. My knees were after my surgeries on my knees. I would definitely want to do it, but I would need to be able to take time off for it.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. You're looking at 6 months of no payment, of no sort of income.
Right. That's a once in a lifetime trip, and I would actually have to have the money for it.
Which, if you think about it, during that 6 months, it might only cost you, we'll say on average, $10K. That's almost the cost of working for 6 months for most people.
Well, here's the thing. It's not just your resupply packages. As some parts of the trail requires park permits to go through or even to be in. There's parts of the trail that you have to go through towns and stuff like that may not be packer friendly, but there are, because there's a few. There's not many, but there's a few. You'd be surprised at what the cost of myself. I would actually have to have my heart medication mailed to me on a regular basis. Though on
that one, you should be able to easily take a minimum of 3 months with you.
I can carry the aspirin, baby aspirin. I can carry. It's just the other stuff that I can't. I might run. I only get so much supply as it is.
Do you have to have it refrigerated?
No. Mine's all pills.
Okay, then what's your supply limit? 90 days?
They can make special exceptions for stuff like that.
Yeah, this one here is a 90-day supply.
Yeah, that's 3 months.
Yeah, so I'd have to, make sure it would have to come to the house first, then it got to be mailed to my next stop. So they would have to be mailed before I got to my next stop. So only good thing about that is I can do on my phone, I can reorder my refills.
Yeah, signal. You'd have to do that in town because, you're in the middle of the woods. You ain't going to have much of a signal.
Well, if I have a signal, I can just get online, pop it, thing in the app saying I need a refill. Then that would go to Jenny. Then Jenny would have to send it to the next supply stop.
No. If you're getting a refill, you can actually physically have it sent to.
Well, if it's through the military, they like send it to physical addresses, not PO boxes.
Walgreens or CVS or whatnot is a physical address.
Not the same because they have their own deal. They don't send the prescription in; they just send the physical pills.
Yeah, and you can still pick those up at like a CVS or a Walgreens.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Yes.
See what it says right there? VA. I got
There's
it.
not a VA where you would be hiking through anywhere.
Not necessarily.
There's always something.
I've not heard of a lot of veterans who use the VA hospitals other than that. Yeah, but the thing is, it would be easier just to send it to Jenny, who's going to be sending my resupply boxes out to do it that way. That way, it's in my packages. I just throw it in my gear. So that'd be easier, physically easier. I wouldn't have to second guess if I'm going to have my pills for the section of hike or not. Yeah,
just remember the only thing you cannot send through the mail are the gas canisters.
Yeah, I don't need those. But I did find a alcohol pressurized stove. But the thing is, it weighs a pound.
I'll say that's the thing. You say you may not need the gas canisters, but there are a lot of areas out there that have burn restrictions and that cannot have an open flame unless it's a gas canister stove, which means you have to hike into town and go buy one.
No.
Yeah.
You ever heard of cold soaking?
Yeah, if you start at the day before.
No, you can cold soak stuff.
Okay.
I am not going to be carrying around useless canisters.
They're not useless.
Because you can't, once they're empty, you have to carry them out no matter what. I'm not carrying anything extra than I have to.
Your next supply depot in the recycle bin.
Those things are junk and I don't like them. I will not support them. Sorry. Won't do it.
Okay.
Everybody has their preferences. I'll stick to mine.
I've almost eaten a whole bag of tortellini.
Really?
Yeah. I have like a handful of these left.
Now they do have the one. The fuel bottle I carry, Cliff.
Yeah.
They do have like the MSR whisper lights that will use those kind of canisters that you use white gas. You can pick up white gas pretty much anywhere. So a lot easier than or gasoline anymore than you can anything else. So I was considering maybe getting one of those just because that's going to be a lot easier to deal with than still those canisters.
Yeah.
I can always just put gas in that bottle and pump the stove up and I'm good to go. So,
Okay, guys, it's 10 o'clock. I need to get Jason to bed.
Just wrap him up.
I was about to say it's Saturday, but no, I forgot. I keep forgetting his days off for Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Molly, thanks for popping up here for a change.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Always. You have a good one. Jason, take care.
He said good night.
Night. You're right, Grace. A lot of places do like the fact that, some places like hikers that are because of the money they spend, but some places don't. Now, is it common? No. I've heard about a few horror stories. I've not experienced those. Those are just people who have talked to me about it. Because, I guess my dream vacation, or whatever you want to call it, would be the hike the AT. Now, is that the one I would physically be able to make it? I don't even know if I could even make it all the way through. To make one complete through hike would be the dream. Now, if I'm going to be physically able and financially able to ever do that, don't know. But
imagine doing that from the bottom to the top, and then from the top to the bottom.
Oh, northbound then southbound? I don't have
9 months. I figured you were looking at 9 months.
Oh, you're talking about a year, because you got to deal with that snow going northbound. That's the part I don't want to deal with.
See, that's why I would rather do it. I would rather go south to north, because as the weather's changing up there on the north side, as you start coming down south, you still got warm weather.
I was at north to south, yes, but south to north,
I would start south to north because, like I said, when you get to the north side and as it starts getting colder, you just turn around and you start coming back. It starts getting warmer as you're going back.
No, but the thing is, I'd rather not get stuck in a snowstorm on the way up. You're more likely to do that from south to north because it's the time of year. So, I'd still stay north to south. I don't care if it's fall, but
I'd go both ways.
Well,
not like
that. People doing that, Grace.
Oh yeah, they'll cut off like 3/4 of their toothbrush just to save an extra, 2 or 3 grams.
I've actually seen people use what would they call it? They cut off just the head of their toothbrush and use rubber bands around it for their finger, and they would do that.
Oh, they cut just like the handle off. So you like the main handle, and you got like
this the
1/4-inch piece of plastic, and then the head brush, and then the head.
Yeah, but the thing is, they just use rubber bands to secure it to their fingers and go.
Yeah, it kind of flips over on that.
Well, I've seen people do it. Don't ask me why. But at least they're brushing their teeth. That's the big thing.
Yeah, they won't even take bars of soap. What they'll do is they'll take those
No
camp
soap,
suds.
no deodorant.
Oh, they always take the mini deodorant. Actually, for most of those people, they won't even take deodorant. The only time they will put deodorant on is when they're going into town.
There's something called Glide something. It's for chafing and stuff like that. You got to be careful because chafing is a thing. It sucks. I've only experienced a little bit of it when I first started because
I chafe down here in the summer most of the time, but I've been decent this year.
But I mean, the things that people try to shave away. I mean, the thing is, I believe in luxury. I like, I got to have a camp luxury here and there. The fishing pole is going to be a luxury. The Glide is for chafing. Having your change of clothes, bare minimum.
Yeah, they take like maybe 1 or 2 changes of clothes with them.
Yep.
They'll wear their socks and underwear for like 4 or 5 days.
Oh yeah, and wash it. When they do go swimming, they'll swim in their clothes to wash them that way.
They'll creek side wash their laundry.
Oh no, they'll wear their clothes into the creek and wash them that way. I mean, I've never done it, but like I said, mine has never been that long. And when I did mine, I literally, on my best day, like I told you, it was just under 25. I passed out literally after I got my tent up. I barely had everything up, and I threw my stuff in, and I crawled in, and I passed out. Now, was I cramped up the next day? Oh, you better believe it. It's
not enough water.
No, it's not just that. I overdid it. Potassium was the biggest thing for me. I didn't have enough potassium, but I didn't do a lot of electrolytes and energy drinks things back in the day. So that was like I said, my best day. Before that, my best day was 11. This is just one of those exceptional days.
11 ain't that bad.
But it is what it is. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It can, on average, it depends how far you're going to get on how far you can walk.
Well, the thing is,
not in peak physical condition, you're not going to make it 20 miles in one day. You'll be lucky if you make it 15.
It depends also on how fast you go and how long you go. Because sometimes it's not necessarily you're mutually exclusive. Because I don't go fast, but I just go at a steady pace and keep going. That's what I was taught in the military. You go at a pace. You keep it. Unfortunately, that's not necessarily the best thing for you.
Depends on the situation.
And I know Ian cannot handle it at all.
Yeah, but he's going to be the one that, 10 miles in, because he's been rushing around doing everything, he's going to be the one at 10, 12 miles dying, still having another 10 miles to go. And complaining that entire rest of the time because he's tired and worn out.
We did the 11 miles, and we had to stop and camp. That's what we had to do.
Man, when I was his age, 11 miles.
Oh, I understand that, but
a short trip.
Ian was not. I mean, yes, he's skinny, but he's got no endurance.
I was bad when I was a kid. I was skinny, and I was the Energizer Bunny with a nuclear battery.
Right. But the thing is, I love the thing. It's just like I love looking at what's going around me. Sometimes I take my time. Sometimes I don't. It just depends on how I feel that day. And listening to music or books on tape and all that stuff is also common.
I would just rather listen to nature. That way nothing going to sneak up on me.
It's generally not like that for the most part. Though if you're in an area that has bears, and stuff like that, you might want to be careful. Oh, by the way, they just ruled out using bear bells now. Bear bells don't work.
No, because all that really does is alert certain animals into where your location's at.
They attract bears because they're curious creatures. So
are cats.
I have no idea about that one. But like say in the northern parts of the trail going south, I would be careful about bears and cougars and stuff. Going further, when you get to, further south, you won't have to worry about it as much, but they still happen. That's why you also, you're hiking with it either as a duo or in a group.
Or you carry bear spray.
Well, you still carry bear spray. You also have the areas that have bears. You have to have a bear canister, not a bag, but a bear canister. It's required.
Sometimes the classification, as long as it's bear safe, for the most part, you can even do the bear bags and hang them from the tree.
Oh, they've classified that some places require the actual bear vaults, but there's actually I did see a bear bag that was supposed to be bear proof. I have no information on that one other than seeing it just once.
So what bugs me is those bear canisters, those so-called blue canisters that they say they're bear canisters. I'm sorry, you're going to tell me that a 8mm thick piece of plastic with a screw-on lid is supposed to be bear-proof? I'm sorry, no. All a bear has to do is put its weight on that, and that thing is going to shatter.
Nope. They've had ones where they have claw marks on the outside of it, and they still couldn't get in it.
Nah.
But then again, I also saw a video with a Yeti cooler that was strapped shut. That had bites and claw marks all over it, and they weren't able to get into it. But that was a full-size bear Yeti cooler. One of the latches got ripped off, but it was still strapped shut, and the food was safe. But that's one of those stories you hear about. You don't know.
If a bear can break a tempered glass window on a car, a piece of plastic is not going to stop it. I've seen those things rip tree stumps and tree logs apart. I've seen a bear rip a car door off too.
Yeah.
If a bear wants in it, it's going to get in it. And a piece of plastic ain't going to stop it.
They had a video about people who had the bear bags hanging up. It actually figured out how to climb the tree and get one of the bear bags. It was too close to the tree.
Oh, I've seen if it's got cubs, the cubs will climb up the tree and they'll actually jump off.
Yeah, I have not seen that, but this is, like I said, I don't know much about bears. It really freaked me out when I first found out that the place where I normally go backpacking up at Yellow River has a possibility of bears. I didn't hear about that until a couple years after I was doing it. So now I have to figure out.
Yeah. So like what Cecilia said, I've seen bears go right through. They'll rip right through a car door. It won't even slow them down. So you can't tell me that a piece of plastic is going to stop a bear from getting in it.
Exactly, Grace.
If a bear wants in, it's going to get in.
Exactly on that one. So they're recommending no bear bells anymore. Now, just talking is enough.
That's really all you got to do is take bear spray. And look at it this way: if you're being stalked by a cat,
oh, you're screwed.
A can of bear spray. If a can of bear spray can stop a freaking 3,000-pound killing machine, imagine what that'll do to a cat.
I seen a video where a guy was just riding his bike on a trail. He got tackled by a cougar.
Yeah, because it thought he was he was a moving target.
Yep, he got away, but the thing is, he didn't get. I don't know how bad he got hurt, but the fact is that the cougar jumped him. Was scary enough. But like I said, I don't know much about the cougar attacks and stuff on the trail.
If you're in the woods and you feel like you're being watched,
you probably are.
Stop and make sure, because you most likely are.
Yeah. Well, that's like I said, you don't hike by yourself.
I used to all the time, but I could always sense like my surroundings when I'm out there.
Yeah, you're right, Grace. I mean, if you're out somewhere where there's not normal people, like say in the middle of Alaska or something, that it's not a
Middle
lot
of
of
Alaska, and bears are still used to people.
no. I mean, like the or in the middle of Canada where there's not a lot of people to begin with, but still, I don't know those areas. I've never been. Um, that's just something I knew I would have to worry about. Now, I've heard about some people who actually go armed on the trail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would if I could, but the thing is, you having a permit and to carry and all that stuff.
Yeah, you just got to make sure whatever state or city you're going through, you clear it with them. Be like, hey, look, I'm carrying because I'm doing this trail and I don't want to get attacked by anything. Do I need any permits for this particular space or for this particular?
You'd have to do it in advance of you going even on the trail.
Yeah, you got to get all your paperwork in accordance. That way, you know when you're in that area, if you happen to get stopped, you may like, look, here's all my clearance, here's all my paperwork, and I'm good to. I should be good to go.
Right. But I'm not sure what I would even want to carry on something like that. I mean,
you're not really carrying much. You figure one, maybe two clips, and then
no. What I was meaning was caliber, and you know what,
45
something.
Most people use. Majority of everybody always carries a 9mm, but 45. Well, it's shoot a bear in the kneecap. It's going to stop. It's not going to do much. It's going to piss it off, but it ain't going to run after you. But yeah, Grace, bear bangers do work.
Okay, I'm not familiar with
bear bangers on dogs.
Okay, what is a bear banger? I've not heard of that one.
It's basically a pull version of a shotgun shell.
Oh, like that, like they use for alligators and stuff.
No, it's similar to like a flare.
Oh, okay.
So you have it in a tube, and then basically you pull the string on the back end, or you pull it, or you twist it, and it fires it. It is basically, like I said, it's like a combination of like a flare with a shotgun shell.
Okay, I've not heard of those. Thanks for the information. It's an updated thing I'd have to look into. But those are, like I said, calculations of things that you need to worry about weight. I've heard of a tripwire, but I don't know if what it means in this context. But
usually you throw like a bear banger or a noise flash or a noise,
like a flashbang,
a tripwire, kind of like a flashbang, but you run it around your encampment. So wherever your camp is at, you just run wire around it, and then if anything triggers it, it shoots off whatever gets near it. Usually scares them off, but that's only for like if you know you're in bear territory and you have to protect yourself. Some people will actually, if they're in certain areas, they will actually take or they will get delivered micro electric fence encampments.
I've heard about those, but I've never seen one used. Okay, that's good to know, Grace.
Yeah. He has.
I will be right back. I have to go use the restroom.
You do that, hurry up, because I'm not going to stay on for too much longer. I've already done 3.5 hours, almost 3 hours and 40 minutes. But yeah, tripwire is only if you're good for like if you're setting up a base camp for a day or two. Same with the you can get those like little micro electric fences. I've seen those. Those are pretty neat. But you still have to have a battery source for it. So you got to slug around like a 4-pound battery just to have enough voltage on that thing to, stop something from taking your ass to a graveyard. Hey, Lori, how's it going? Good to see you. Right on time. Unfortunately, we're not going to be staying on for too much longer. But to always appreciate you popping in and saying hello. Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, that was weird. Always good to see my peoples in here. All of my lovely peoples. Miss everybody. Haven't been seeing too many people lately because it's been busy. Tis been busy. And I know everybody else is always busy doing other stuff. Usually get more people in the wintertime because nobody has anything to do when it's cold and dark outside. I was on the right page.
Hey, Lori.
Welcome back, Colin.
Thank you. Just thinking about the winter sleeping bag system that I got. I'm in the process of looking for the patrol bag that needs to go with it, because it didn't come with all 3 parts. It came with 2, so I can make it ready for winter. So I was talking with Scott and thinking about doing a winter camp out somewhere up in South Dakota.
Yeah, that when you're in bear country, that's one of those places where you're not going to sleep, because if you fall asleep and a bear gets you, you ain't going to wake up until half your face is gone.
Or you get your mouth, something's biting your boot and pulling you out of your tent or wherever you're at.
That'll be there, because you ain't going to hear the fabric ripping. You're going to wake up after you like halfway through the thing chewing on you.
Or if they grab your sleeping bag, if you're in your sleeping, they grab your sleeping bag and just pull you out.
That too.
You're basically a big bear burrito by that time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I don't like about hammocks, because you can't know what's underneath you.
Yeah, you know exactly what's underneath you. The ground.
No, air is between you and the ground.
Technically, what's underneath you is the hammock, but after that, it's the ground.
No, hammock. If you have an underquilt, that air, then the ground.
Still got the ground is going to be under you.
Things can go under that.
Final point, the ground will be under you. But that's why most people don't set hammocks farther than they want to fall. If you're only comfortable falling a foot, that's where you're going to set your hammock at.
I've seen people who do the hammocks upon top of hammock, upon top of hammock, and up on top of hammock, which makes no freaking sense to me. Especially if you have to go to the bathroom.
It's hard to get on to. Once you get a hammock 3 or 4 high, it's impossible to get to the other hammock.
I've seen people just use them as like ladders. But the thing is, if you're at the top and you have to go to the bathroom, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're leaning. You're possibly leaning over and just peeing off the side, or you're peeing in a bottle, because you're gonna piss everyone off under you.
Literally, or piss on.
Yeah. You can take a pee bottle.
But the one I saw wasn't a guy.
You still taking a pee bottle? I really don't care.
But, I mean, bears aside, just making those trips would be, like I said, it would be an ideal that I would love to do someday. Just now, whether I make it all the way would be beside the point. But the fact that I would try is the whole point,
Yeah.
Because I always like to see if I could do something. I try it. If I do, great. Awesome. If I fail, awesome. I tried anyway.
Yeah, definitely don't want to have to be climbing down 4 other hammocks while having to, take a whiz in the middle of the night or
other things.
Whatnot.
Yeah.
Or something even worse. You got a turtle head poking. You got to run into the bush. I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. You're going to shit in your hammock.
Yeah.
You're going to throw your legs over each side of the hammock. You're going to throw a jar down there, and you're going to shit in a jar.
If you can, but as long as it's not like diarrhea or something, then you're really screwed.
Oh, yeah. That would be a horrible after effect.
Where you got to where your use depends.
your friends are going to be pissed on and pissed off.
No, you're going to have to wear adult diapers.
It's colostomy bag.
That's just getting bad if you're on a hiking trail doing that.
That's even worse. But yeah. But random things to think about.
Yeah, I think we're done here, Cliff. At least I know.
Yeah, I'm starting to wind down. I'm tired, and I still want to go do a little bit more random stuff outside. But I didn't get a chance to do it earlier. This is too damn hot.
It is now 70 degrees here in Iowa and clear.
85.
85, huh?
Told you, man. Nobody believes me. When it's in the summertime, it very rarely drops below 75 degrees. Actually,
Remember, I live in Arizona. I understand. I lived in Phoenix. I lived in Mesa. I lived in Queens Creek.
At current moment, this is what my weekly temperature range is going to be.
Today is 100, and at least it's going to be. You're having a cold front coming in on Friday.
Yeah, 94 degrees.
I mean, you're going to be freezing.
Yeah, every time I check this, it's different. But yeah, it's 85 degrees outside right now. All right, take care, Cecilia. Have a good one. Be well, be safe. Thanks for stopping in. I guess I can allow myself to not be on solo mode again.
Thanks for letting me up, Cliff.
Yes, sir. We'll start
We
winding
actually
it
had
down.
really interesting conversations, which I really, pooping in a hammock thing was a little bit much, but okay.
It is what it is, especially when you stack your hammocks 5 high.
Yeah.
Just imagine how much pain you're going to be in if that hammock strap falls off on the top one. If one of them hammock straps gives or your carabiner gives, or you roll over the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 15, 20-foot drop to the bottom, and them other hammocks ain't going to slow you down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they had a rain cover over the top one or not, which would be, interesting enough as it is.
What would be the purpose? If you've got the rain cover on the top, the only one not getting wet is the guy on top. Everyone else getting wet.
No. Big one over top, then everybody underneath
Yeah, you'd have to have a rain cover on that, 20 feet off each side.
Yeah. Grace says, remind me not to do that, Cliff.
Yeah.
I don't do hammocks, so I don't have to worry about it.
I don't mind hammocks. I slept one in my yard. It's actually pretty damn comfortable. I slept really good.
I have seen there's supposed to be backpacking frames for hammock camping that you can carry freestanding hammocks.
There's if you watch Shug, he's got one on his channel. I talked to him about that because I told him one of the messages I messaged him one time on a video was that I don't have anywhere to set up a hammock in my yard because my trees are like 20 feet apart and it's too far to hang a ridgeline and or my hammocks. So he messaged me. I have it somewhere in one of my comments of a company that makes freestanding hammock stands. They're not really truly freestanding. You still have to anchor them to the ground at certain points to keep them there, but they're like lightweight trekking hammock stands that you can set up and then just have as a kind of like a free frame.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about, and I don't know how packable those are or how much or light they are, but it's an option for those places that don't have trees.
Yeah, that's essentially what it's for.
That's what that's one of the things I was always wanting to know about those people. Oh, yeah.
Especially if you're in an area like you go to a campsite and you want to, and your basic is hammock camping. You have nowhere to hang it because there's no trees. That's what those are for.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about that for Ian or Jenny. But the thing is, I've sat in those hammocks and everything else. I just don't feel comfortable in them. If you do, that's perfectly cool for you.
Yeah, but each their own. I can do either. I can do both hammock or tent.
She got a 10 by 10.
Ooh, nice.
That's a big one.
So that's a 3x3.
The standard one.
Yeah, I think so.
I've got all those backpacking ones that I've got that are freaking huge. So they're not super durable like probably the D&D tarps, but because these are actually backpacking ones that are made of really lightweight material. So I'll have to wait and see how they turn out. Because I got mine set up as a hammock, not a hammock, set of a ridgeline setup. I used my trekking poles and made a tent out of it. Don't ask. I wasn't trying to. It just sort of worked out that way. But we'll talk about that more later. Because it is 10:29 or 8:29, 9:29 for you, right?
Yeah, it's 9:29-ish. My computer's off, but it always shows my 2 minutes off. But anyways, gonna wind her down, folks. Thank you everybody for joining us. Colin, thank you for popping up today.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for allowing me up. I really appreciate it.
Amanda, Jenny, Molly,
Rob,
Blake. Didn't see CR tonight, which is kind of weird. Lori, thanks for popping in. Obstacle and Rabbit. Appreciate you all popping in tonight. And you all have a wonderful weekend. Be well, be safe. And I will catch you guys on Wednesday. It's going to be Fox.